Last question here. This comes from Craig Smith 4181. The question is, are ACA subsidies still this generous? I thought they were due to be drastically reduced in 2026. Great question. There's two parts to this question. The ACA subsidies are still extremely generous, way more generous than we might give them credit for. They're just harder to qualify for. I'm going to butcher the mechanics a little bit because it is complicated and it would warrant a longer video. But basically what happened at the end of 2025 is ARPA was a piece of legislation put into place during COVID that made it so people who had more taxable income above the 400% of federal poverty level cliff that was the previous limit. So if you made more modified adjusted gross income than that cliff, you benefited from a limit to the amount of premiums you'd pay for a private marketplace health insurance product. And the limit was tagged, if I remember correctly, at 8% of your income, taxable income. When that piece of legislation expired, now if you have more than 400% of federal poverty level in modified adjusted gross income, your premiums go up to the full cost of the plan. They're not pegged to your income any longer. And the full cost of the second lowest cost silver plan, which is like the baseline plan on Affordable Care Act marketplace, ranges I've seen them as low as $25,000 a year for a couple at 60 to as high as $35,000. It just depends on the state, your age, your health, your state, your age, the marketplace that you are able to purchase on. The second part of this is, are they still very generous? Well, it depends on how you think about generous. Basically, if you are from 300 to 400% of FPL, or let's say you're right under 400% at 399% of federal poverty limit in Maggie, and you like perfectly thread the needle, your premiums will be capped at 9.96% of your adjusted gross income or your taxable income. I believe that's the number. Which, yes, that's more than the 8% that would have been previously, but it's still way cheaper. I mean, I run these simulations all the time, and I've got a case that's going to come out where there's a 56-year-old couple and in Florida, and again, this is just a hypothetical, but their unsubsidized premiums for a second lowest cost silver plan would be $32,400. And if they stay at under 400, so if they literally stay at the 399% threshold, I believe their subsidized premiums end up being in the like $8,500 range. So they would save close to $24,000. I mean, my numbers might be off by $1,000 here or something like that, but they're not off by 10,000. So it is still extremely generous, but harder to qualify for. So the main thing is we're going to have far fewer people that qualify for subsidized health insurance premiums because the threshold is now stiffer, and the top of the threshold is the income cap at 400% of, or just under 400% of FPL is 9.96% instead of the 8% it was prior or something like that. So it's roughly 2%, rounding, but it's roughly 2% more expensive than it was. But and for some people that's quite meaningful, and for some people it's not. It just depends on your financial situation. But broadly speaking, I think qualifying, again, not advice, this is education. I'm not telling people to go out and do this without, it's like we need training. Financial retirement planning is like a weapon. It's got a lot of versatility, a lot of tools, but in the wrong hands, it can cause you grievous injury. So all of the things I've shared today should be taken with that kind of frame in mind. But ACA subsidies are one of the most lucrative optimization tools and benefits to try to obtain in all of retirement planning, in my experience. They are difficult to do, but it's strategically possible, and probably more often than most people think with good planning. But that doesn't mean you should take action on this. I'm just sharing my opinion. Real quick, let me show you the exact 3-pillar comprehensive retirement roadmap that takes retirees from uncertainty to peace of mind that less than 1% of retirees actually have in place. Now, I built hundreds of these for retirees, and I can say with a high degree of confidence that these are the 3 pillars every retiree needs to have in place in order to have full confidence that they're not missing anything in their retirement plan. And I broke each of these down by the specific questions. So you can see them here that each needs to be answered and the best way to answer them. Now we've done this across pre-retirees, recent retirees, married couples, single retirees, $1 million portfolios, $10 million portfolios, all the above, and it works. And it's my gift to you today. It's absolutely free. It's in the first link in the description below this video. It's going to say free comprehensive retirement roadmap training. Just click the link, enter your info, and you'll get instant access all for free.